Everyone's fun around. My name is Jordan. Welcome to week 4 for the NFL. This video will have Sunday's games, and I'm going to be driving to Cleveland and being Cleveland, so I'm not going to have a Monday night video. But there is a Monday night play, and it's going to be at this minute mark right here. That minute mark you see right there is where the Monday night play is going to be. I have 7 different props for you guys. You will see images that come up on the screen right there. That's from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So let's get into this first game, the Chargers and the Giants. The first play that I like is going to be Keenan Allen over 4.5 receptions at minus 105. He's gone over in every single game so far this year. Looks like he is Justin Herbert's favorite target so far this year. Coming into the season, it was looking like it was going to be Ladd McConkey, who was going to be the guy to get most of the targets, but it has kind of shifted over to Keenan Allen, and Justin Herbert has been great. Keenan Allen is averaging 9 targets a game so far this year and averaging around 6.5 receptions, so almost 2 over this line, and he's getting 26% of the target share, leading the team. And also the Chargers are throwing the ball 60% of the time. They should be winning this one against the Giants, but the Giants have Jackson Dart out there. Maybe he comes out and surprises people and they put up a big fight, or he struggles and they get blown out. So it is a tough defense that Dart will be going against. So far this year, the Giants are giving up the most receptions to the wide receiver positions. So on Outlier, I can take a look at the position and the lines that those players had previously. So the last 3 games, all but 2 wide receivers that have faced the Giants so far this year went over their receptions line. So really like Keenan Allen. And then I'm going to have another player from this game, and it's going to be Amarion Hampton, the running back for the Chargers, for an anytime touchdown, because Najee Harris is going to be out, and this is Amarion Hampton's backfield now, a highly rated rookie coming into this year. He had a touchdown last week, and he took on a very heavy workload, and he has dominated red zone carries so far this year, getting 72% of red zone carries. Also, the Giants are giving up the 6th most rushing touchdowns to running backs this year. And then I have a bonus play for Amarion Hampton for over 89.5 rushing plus receiving yards. So I feel like this kind of plays into the game script either way. So if Jackson Dart comes out and plays really well and the Chargers need to throw a lot, he got a lot of targets last week. He finished last week with 70 rushing yards and 59 receiving yards. So if they're up big and they need to run the clock out, he's going to get the rushing attempts. So he had 19 carries last week, and then he also had 7 targets and 6 receptions. So he's involved in both parts of the game. And 5 out of 7 running backs have played against the Giants have hit their rushing plus receiving line. And the Giants are also giving up the 5th most rushing yards. And they're kind of in the middle league for giving up receiving yards to running backs, but they're really bad giving up receiving yards overall, like we discussed with Keenan Allen. So like those 2 guys in that matchup. And then this next play is going to be Chris Olave over 5.5 receptions at minus 135. He's gone over in all 3 games this year, and the Saints are playing the Bills. They should be down. The Bills should just destroy them. And the bigger the blowout, the more targets Olave gets as the Saints try to come back in that comeback mode. And if they're in comeback mode early in the 3rd quarter, then it's just going to be a lot of passes coming Chris Olave's way. But he's averaging almost 12.5 targets a game and getting around 8 receptions a game, so well over this line. And the Saints are passing around 62% of the time. Olave is leading the team with 32% of the target share. And one bad thing about this matchup is the Bills have not been doing well against the run, and they've been doing well against the pass, probably because they haven't been doing well against the run. So they're giving up the most rushing yards this year, which doesn't make much sense, but they've played some tough teams. And the Saints do have decent running backs, but still, they would have to keep up with their running game. And if the Bills are able to slow that down, the Saints are probably still going to find themselves in catch-up mode, throwing the ball a ton, and Olave is going to be that guy to target. So I do like Chris Olave over receptions. And before I get into the rest of these picks, if you guys could, please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? I'm also putting this on Rumble now, just to see if I can get extra audience, some new people. So if you're on YouTube and you have a Rumble account, you can go over there and follow if you want to. I appreciate it. And also, I want to shout out a few social sports books. You can use these in states where you can't use DraftKings. Onyx is giving bet $5, get 100. Novig's bet 5, get 50. And Rebet's a 100% match up to $100. You can bet spreads, money lines, single bet, and all the states you see on the screen. And also, I have to shout out the new Underdog promo. They just emailed me, and it's bet $5, get $100 back for bets. So that is a limited time. I don't know how long they're going to have it, but that is for new members. Promo code's fine around 11 for all of that stuff. I'll put links in the pinned comment if you want to check any of those out. The social sports books, I like to have all of them just to line shop. This play is going to be Jake Ferguson, tight end of the Cowboys, over 49.5 receiving yards at -135. CeeDee Lamb got hurt early in the game last week, and he crushed his receiving yards the past 2 games and getting a ton of targets. So now a lot of attention is going to go to George Pickens, and the Packers are going to put focus on him. So last week with CeeDee Lamb out, Jake Ferguson got 14 targets and 13 receptions. Going to be a safety blanket there for Dak Prescott. So far this year, 3 out of the 4 tight ends have hit their receiving lines. The one that didn't was a backup tight end for the Browns by about 10 yards. And even with Lamb out, I think that last game put Ferguson at the top of the target share. So he's getting 25% of the target share so far this year. He's leading the team. I think this should be a really good matchup. The Packers are giving up the 3rd most receiving yards to tight ends this year. And also, I found it interesting that the Packers are giving up the 6th least receiving yards overall, but the 3rd most to tight ends. So that means they're just shutting down the wide receivers on the sides and just forcing teams to throw to the tight ends as a safety blanket type play. So like that one. And this next one's going to be Quinshon Judkins of the Cleveland Browns, over 13.5 for his longest rush at -115. He's playing 2 games this year. He had some off the field issues, didn't play in preseason, didn't play in the first game. Everything's cleared up though, and he has been huge for the Browns. Looks like he did at Ohio State. So what I mean by that is, not much rust, and he's been able to break off some big runs. So 31-yarder versus the Ravens, and then a 38-yarder versus the Packers. And taking a look at the previous backs who have played against the Lions this year, all of the starting running backs have hit their longest rush. And the Browns coaching staff, if you know Kevin Stefanski, he likes to run the ball, set up play action. And they haven't been able to do that the first few games just because they get down and, Joe Flacco's got to throw all over the place. But they kind of really gave Quinshon Judkins more opportunities this past week and these past couple of weeks, and he's already got 43% of the carries. He's their bell cow workhorse running back, so he's going to have the opportunities there to break off one. Just 14 yards he's going to need, and if the Browns can keep that steady run game going to set up the play action, that's how Kevin Stefanski and the Browns want to play. So the opportunity is definitely going to be there for him. And then the Monday night play is going to be J.K. Dobbins of the Broncos for an anytime touchdown at -135. He's had a touchdown in all 3 games he has played this year. And also played the Bengals last year and had 2 touchdowns versus them with a different team, though. And Dobbins is getting 55% of the carries this year and 70% of the carries in the red zone, the only running back to get red zone carries. So he is the guy when they get there near the goal line. Bengals are giving up the 3rd most rushing touchdowns 2 running backs so far this year. So that looks like it's 7 different plays for you guys. Hopefully we all do well. If you'd like to discuss lines further, I do have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there. Getting the Discord kind of renovated and looking a lot better. Gonna have some news going into each channel with injury updates and all that stuff. And it's a free Discord and everything. So it's gonna be a really, really great place to talk about bets with other people and then get news and live updates on most of the sports that are in there. So it's gonna be an awesome looking Discord. I've had it for 3 years, finally getting it to look good. Since this is a long video, I'm gonna get it edited and get it out to you all. God bless you. It's final round. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.